Hybrid engines are engines that consist of two different kinds of power, such as the internal combustion engine, which generates power that goes to the electrical generator. According to CarTalk.com, the electrical generator is used at slow speeds and the internal combustion at higher speeds. Everything about the creation of hybrid cars is the same to any other internal combustion car, except for the fact that it has a large battery. This battery is either made up of nickel metal hydride or lithium ion. According to how stuff works, it takes a lot of CO2 to make these batteries, but the car's clean emissions eventually outweighs this. The creation of hybrid vehicles have added more jobs to the workforce and helped people get to where they're going a more efficient way. 75% of the world's carbon monoxide comes from cars, so the creation of a cleaner vehicle is a step in the right direction. A 2004 emissions report said that if you compare the hybrid car to its traditional engine counterparts, there is only a 10% decrease in emissions. This is a positive impact on the environment, but some hybrids require our cars to be plugged in, and if the electricity comes from a polluted source, then it offers no help to the environment. Cars are essentially easy to dispose of, except for the large batteries, which are not very cost effective to recycle, so they will be used in solar and wind plants. A report from the Minnesota National Transit Research Consortium estimates that in 2035, there will be somewhere around 1.3 million and 6.7 million batteries. This could have a negative effect on our landfill and could lead to leaching. It doesn't have a very good economic benefits because eventually the battery will die and it'll cost a lot of money for people to replace. Some societal impact of this could be figuring out the best way to recycle batteries of this size. Already there have been researchers and scientists trying to figure this out. Now if you have a look here at our hybrid charts, at the top right one, you will see that our hybrid emits less CO2 in the city than the rural or motorway. This is because it goes at a much slower speed, and the much slower speed utilizes this electric generator. This is one of the major flaws of the hybrids, is that it will really only produce good emissions whenever it is driving under 40 miles per hour. Traditional engines create power through internal combustion. The spark plugs ignite, causing the pistons to fire, which produces the power which can drive the car. According to carbuyer.com, the lower cylinder engines use less gas and emit less CO2, which can improve the driving experience, the gas mileage, and the environmental pollutant impact. The production of a car produces a lot of CO2, but according to energy.gov, there has been a 99% decrease of nitrogen oxides and particulate matter. The pollutants is a serious problem, and according to a recent MIT study, a person is more likely to die from pollutants than an auto accident. There are disastrous impacts of these kind of pollutants on our environment, but it can also have extremely bad economic effects, such as the government spending more money to try and get rid of these pollutants. This will end up causing higher taxes, and some more social factors are that people will move out of cities because the smog or the pollution will be so bad that people can barely breathe or even see. It is very easy to recycle cars. Parts such as tires, windshields, mats, rubber hoses, batteries, radiators, steel, and iron can all be recycled or reused by someone else. The hazardous liquids are easily disposed of, and in an article titled How Are Cars Recycled from Small Business, it says that the engines are recycled by being melted down or being fixed and then sold. This helps out the economy and the environment because the parts are being reused. Social impacts of recycling cars is that they can be properly disposed of and won't cause harm to communities through pollution. This pollution can either come from emissions or the leakage of hazardous waste that could come from the car. Or it could come from the car simply rusting and this leading into the sewage system, which could cause a lot more effects. Hybrid cars are becoming the new hype, not only because they are function basically the same as any other cars, but because they also have a much more efficient engine. The engine is not only much more efficient, but also much quieter and produces less emissions. Both cars can be essentially either recycled or reused by someone else. This means that there are no real advantages to picking a traditional car over a hybrid car, with all the countries deciding that they will not allow internal combustion past the year 2040. Even though the battery in the hybrid vehicles will eventually die, the use of the car will outweigh the impact of the battery. I would say that a hybrid car that has an electrical generator and a gas engine is a smarter, more efficient buy.